Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's market Sitrep. It is the 27th of November, 2023, and another month is about to end. Time just flies by, my goodness. I hope you're all doing very well. This is Coach Victor here at Safe House, and today we want to, plan the week basically. We can cover a little bit of how last week ended, but I mean, we did that in detail on Friday as well. Just pick up on that information from the Friday session. For crypto, of course, the weekend, anything relevant on the weekend, and then we'll cover Bitcoin, S&P 500, US dollar index, GBPUSD. What else do I have? Gold and Ethereum. So we start and finish with crypto, and the legacy markets in between. Let me check who is already online. Good morning, Arnold. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Marius. Good morning, Graham. And good morning, Choba. Sound is good? Thank you. Thank you for the check. So if sound is good and image is good, I hope a bit clearer now. Then we can get going. All right. So we'll start with Bitcoin. You can already see that I have some stuff ready for today. And for those of you that were watching on the trading stage before when I was setting up the charts, then you kind of already know how I got here and what I was looking for. Perhaps, and perhaps not. But if you don't, then just ask me on Discord, of course. Hey, Element. Hey, Rahul. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? 1080. Yeah, that's good. That makes a difference, huh? You can actually read the numbers now. Let me just actually, I'm gonna leave this one on. How about I just turn it off like this, and we go to the monthly time frame because I think it's very important, especially at the beginning of a new week, to start with a high time frame first. So this is the Bybit chart, BTC USD pair, not the Tether pair. Old habit. And these are it's a very good chart. And this is the monthly candle perspective, right? So this month so far, or what I mean so far, we're about to end the month. This has been November, and October was just by the amplitude of the candle clearly different. So October was a very, very explosive month. You can see September was tiny, tiny. August also not bad at all. So October has been one of the bigger candles, yeah, of the size that used to be back here somewhere 3 years ago. So November has slowed down in that sense a little bit in amplitude wise, but not necessarily price wise. It has kept pushing and attempts to enter this or to continue to enter this area that we could, for example, there's several ways to do this, but one easy way would be to say, okay, there's a monthly level right there, the 35K one. So is this monthly candle above or not? And the answer is yes, it is above. So that would open the door to, for example, the next untapped monthly level, which is 45K, 45.5. I don't mean it has to happen today or even in the next coming days or even next month, but it's a target. It's a high time frame target that can take a few candles to get to. But that's what this month so far is saying. Now I will turn this back on and maybe turn off wow, that's too many. Sorry, I didn't want to turn on that many levels. Let me turn this one off for now. Let's see. This is very interesting. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to show you. From January and February 2022, funnily enough, that's where price is right now on pause, so to speak. It hasn't been able to get past that old monthly level. The old monthly levels are more for orientation. It's not like I expect a fantastic reaction off of them anymore because they've been traded through, revisited here one in March, here in April, in May again. But they are interesting support resistance flip areas. They can act like that. So this one so far is acting as resistance, not a surprise. And it helps us, decide, okay, can November push past this one and maybe close above? Even better, even more bullish than it already has been. And this is a 35K one I was talking about before. I've mentioned this in other videos as well. The 35K area is extremely, extremely important because we can basically use it as the bottom of this entire upper part of the chart. So as long as price stays above this one with conviction, even if it revisits it, as long as it bounces off and takes off again, then we can still consider targets like 45.5, 50K. And what's this one up here? 61K, yeah, for example, just on this upper part of the chart. So that's very important to see that price is above this level and holding quite well so far. So that would be the monthly time frame. Let's jump to the weekly and see what's what. And here we already start seeing, I can zoom in. Yeah, we leave this level here as reference. So now you see, okay, that's where the old monthly was. So it took 1, 2, 3 weeks to pierce through. On the fourth one, it was revisited. Yeah, so a period of almost a month interacting with this level, 4 weeks. And last week was not quite able to reach it. And you can see that the candle bodies are getting very, very small. And even though the weeks have quite a nice amplitude, so there's enough volatility, in the end, the result seems to be pretty much the same. Yeah, it almost closes where it opened. So complete indecision in the end. And right now, this week is starting just the same. You can see there's a wick to the downside, to the upside, but we're basically at the weekly open, and that means absolutely nothing. Yeah, it's at no man's land, middle of nowhere land, point of control, as we're going to see, or as you already saw before, and we're going to see again. So it's a place where, I'd rather wait for a better area to enter a possible trade position. Yeah, this is points of control are, for me, nice to take profits, but otherwise I don't find them very interesting to enter new positions. So it's a bit of an indecision so far. That's fine. And we already have last week's amplitude, for example, to play with, previous week high, previous week low. And you will already notice, if you haven't already, that finally the highs from the 2 previous weeks were taken. In other words, price traveled past them and pulled back. Yeah. So this is if this happens on a local time frame, it's called a swing failure pattern. It can be a possible trade setup. And if it takes a bit longer, you can call it a failed auction, but it's basically the same process. Yeah, price attempting to go where it hasn't gone before. Well, I mean, it has gone before a long, long time ago, but recently at least, not having enough juice to keep going and then pulling back because there's not enough buying interest. In other words, the push was weak. And the longs that did open up here, we actually saw this last week very nicely on Exo charts, the order flow software we use to see who buys how much and where, and at what time. And this was during the New York session, I believe. Wasn't it Friday? Yeah, we'll have to check again. Jeez, the weekend has been good. Now I don't remember what happened last week. But that's good because then I can start with a fresh mindset. So yeah, we did see some trap longs or very aggressive longs at the very top of the move, and then get relatively quickly punished as price then pulled back down. So for now, weekly candle is saying I have no idea where I want to go. That's fine. So then we can switch to the daily candles. We can use that, for example, as a reference level. Yeah, that's an opportunity or a possibility. Let me see if I had a weekly level. No, I didn't. For Ethereum, I have it for Ethereum. And here we already start defining something that can be used more for local trades. Yeah. Here we can see that the 35K level has been resistance and support. Very, very interestingly, and very nice revisiting in the middle of the month, Tuesday, the 14th. And this one is the upper boundary. So you can use, for example, the monthly levels as possible boundaries. Let's see what else I got for today. Oh, no, not this one. Let me see what I got for Monday. Too many things. Let me go through it one by one. Daily level wise, we have one, or there is one here, right in front of our face, 37 like 8. Let me see. I think I already marked that one, so I'm not going to mark them for now. This one here is interesting too. And of course, the bottom one there. Let me see. I think I'm going to turn these off and then we go through these. So that would be the bottom one. That's also an untapped one. That's also a very nice one. And that can be used as a very, very local current support right now. Yeah. So right now you can see that price is super duper squeezed between 37,297, yeah, and 37.8. Yeah, super duper squeezed. Look at that. So that's where we're completely stuck right now, and around the weekly open on top of that, which should be that's the run of the highs. There's the weekly open. Yeah, that one we don't need right now. In other words, the weekly candle undecided, no statement, no clear statement. From a daily level perspective, we can say, oh, wait a minute, this already went past the previous day low. Oops, sorry, not that one. This one here. In other words, the lowest price of yesterday was revisited and a little bit of a local swing failure pattern. So that's already I think some people were already trading this. I like to start the week a bit slower and actually get used to the charts again. I feel like I'm sleepy on Mondays and then slowly start picking up on Tuesdays. Yeah, so that's what's happened so far from the daily perspective. Definitely can you can keep that pivot in mind as well, or use the daily levels as you want. And another one of my favorites is also to go like this. Actually, I'm gonna keep. How about we remove this one? No, not remove, but I'm just gonna hide this one and this one. Let's keep the farthest one. Yeah, let's remove this one again. So now I want to see the biggest extension of this upper range, even though it's actually two ranges, we could say. But basically everything since the big push here at the end of October. So all of this I consider one range, and then as soon starting here, another one. And it is making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So every retracement is still higher than the previous one, and it's pushing higher as well. So higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low. In other words, the market structure continues to be bullish. You know, that's very important to take notice of. This would be a combined fixed range pool. In other words, the volume since the end of October until now, that's your point of control. That was the bounce here on the 14th of November. Very nice. Very beautiful. And a very nice reaction all the way up to here again. Now the liquidity of the highs, at least, it's a bit shallow, but has been taken, and there's been a bit of a pullback, but it's not the end of the world either. It's not really breaking down. So this would be the local range. Yeah, not considering this little box here. I'm going to draw it to make it easier to see. That would be your bottom box, basically. And this is the upper box. So everything that's been going on since the end of October, I would divide into two little boxes. And now you see that we're price for Bitcoin is right at the point of control. So it's like, yeah, higher or lower, and then things start getting interesting again. How much higher, how much lower? Well, higher is actually very easy because that's your current high right now. In other words, all short positions now, as we speak, have their stop loss order possibly at the latest up here, or maybe here, or maybe here. Yeah, so there's not much more space to do so or place. And to the downside, of course, you've got this one here, you've got this one here. Let's see, where's the other daily level? Haha. This is the very interesting local daily level. This would be probably a very nice rotation on the upper part of the chart. Yeah. So if this, now we could say from a, strictly speaking, from a range perspective, if this is a value area high, then you would expect a rotation, if there's acceptance, if price stays in here, to eventually rotate down to the value area low and possibly hit this daily level, which is a bit farther away, for example. Yeah, so these are the kind of things that I start looking at when I see price re-entering the range. Here it attempted to leave, went for the highs, struggled for a bit over the weekend basically, and then yesterday Sunday already started dropping, and today Monday we're still stuck in here. Yeah. Can it revisit something from the weekend again and then perhaps fall back in? Yeah, sure, of course it can. Or depending on which session are we waiting for today? I'll let people in the chat answer. So when that session comes around, that's when things maybe pick up a little bit more with a full fresh week ahead, Cyber Monday, so to speak, and then we see what's going on. It wouldn't be a surprise for price to revisit the areas from the weekend as if the weekend had not happened. But we do need to accept the fact that it's still inside this value area, and the value area is not small. This is like pretty much the entire month, 9th of November. So, this area means something. So losing the point of control, that would be that red line right there. That's 37,348. Opens the door to the value area low and to the daily level. That would be the more local thing. Let's see if we can have this pop up fib pull in here. That would be the approximate fib pull, 786. That's nice. And of course, we can say, all right, that was a very dramatic pivot as well. We can use that too, and we can see that it also, this fits with the daily level too. Yeah. And I would use that as the line in the sand for this upper range. Let me see, not that one, that one. Okay, that one's a bit lower. And then you can do the same thing and say, all right, well, if he's splitting this into ranges, why can't I do this? Of course you can. That would be the combined one, but I want the individual one. There you go. There's your old little point of control, the perfect revisit, your value area. You see how well that is respected right there? How it just flipped it to support and took off again. That's very important. That's a very, very important statement. Yeah, if you, for example, shorting here and this happens, then it's a red flag. Bing, 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 bing. Price is not going back to the range. That's what that's telling you. Yeah. So same thing here. The value area high is resistance. No. Ding, ding, ding. Should do that again. So value area low, daily level, very nice. Yeah. So as long as this stays like this, then I would expect a rotation within this range. That's it. Doesn't have to be high time frame bearish because market structure still stays the same. This still makes a higher low. You know? But I think it's very important. The way I've also checked out the XO chart so far, it's very neutral, very not really saying anything amazing. I think it's important to let the London session, which has been running now for an hour and 20 minutes almost, go through, and the New York session then. You know? Nobody said anything. Jeez, Marius. So the New York session would be interesting to see what that brings. So that's how I would leave the chart for now. Yeah, we'll come back to it later if there's anything super duper. Yeah. So this is interesting. Ooh, that's the S&P 500, the on the chart here. And my goodness, this has just been ripping this month. I'm more excited about this one than the other one. This has just been ripping. And now what? Yeah, the big question in everyone's mind. Oh my God, the economy and all that stuff. Yeah, that's there's a lot of people are wondering about that. A lot of people are wondering. So let me see. I don't need all of this stuff. Let's just use this one here. Yeah, there you go. So from the high to that low, yes, from the all-time high to the low in October, this is the 786 area of resistance. So even though this has been a fantastic push, this is still a very, very heavy area of resistance. Incredibly heavy. You can already see I have an alert here. That's the monthly level up there because that's the last standing one before this one up here, which is, quite a ways up too. And I'm very interested to see what the price interaction is more locally around these high time frame pivots. Yeah. So I use the high time frame pivots to see how is price responding to them when it approaches them again. And we can see last week it managed to close the week above the high from September. And so far price is staying above it. Yeah. So that would be our little local range between that September high and that monthly level, yeah, on the weekly time frame. And on the daily time frame, you could get even more detail, and you can see that you have daily level here, daily level here, daily level here, daily level here. It's very chunky, compressed so far. And if you don't want to use the high time frame pivots, you can say, okay, fine. I'm more into day trading and stuff like that. Well, there's your daily level of support. That's the one you don't want to lose for more upside. And your daily level of resistance would be, oh God, that's kind of yeah, okay, it's fine. That would be your daily level of resistance. In other words, if you want to get to the monthly, or if you want this thing to get the monthly, it has to pass that first. And surprise, surprise, the weekly open is right there, right below it. Yeah. So it's not just the daily level, it's the fact that the weekly candle turns green instead of red. So, there's a few implications to doing that. So we can now, of course, zoom down to get even more local price action going, and similar situation. Here you can see it even better. Yeah, if I turn everything off, this is one range. Then there's a traveling up, and I would consider this another one. I suppose you could subdivide it, but the fact that it's come back in here, I would say this is all. I would just throw it in one. Yeah, that's just me. Do however you like it. And then here we can already start seeing that the volume distribution is very. Actually, let me see the whole thing. Wow. I'm actually not going to do the lower one, but that's what I wanted to do. I'm just going to leave the combined one here because it's kind of cool. 4,500 or 4,511, super duper important level. Yes. So we have the value area high of everything since mid-November until now, lining up with the local value area low of this upper chunk at the September 2023 high. I mean, you can't make that up, man. Jesus. That's just crazy. Yeah, okay. Let's throw some fibs on it and make it even funnier. What? That's what you call confluence. That's what you call confluence. My goodness. And the 7-1. Hey, George. Is George online? George, are you here? Say something, man. You just can't make this stuff up. So the 7-1 on the daily, the golden pocket on the value area edges, and the September 2023. I mean, wow. So that's a very interesting or very important local support, this 4540 area, as well as the daily level below it. And if the New York session decides to bring price back down there and then reverse it, then we can see a rotation back up to the upper daily, the point of control, value area high, and perhaps more. If not, then it's very, very simple. Yeah, this is a fantastic area of support. But if it doesn't provide a reaction like this to start traveling up the range again, what is it going to do? Well, it's going to start flipping it like that. And then it's going to travel through the combined range, for example, to this point of control. That's a very, very high volume node. There's another one here. So we can envision a rotation back into this lower little range here. I hope that makes sense. You're here, mate? Okay. Did you see that? Did you see that? The 7-1 on the daily? I mean, where'd you get this stuff? Yeah, so the NASDAQ will be similar. Let me see what I got on that one. Yeah, similar story too. These guys do tend to move very similarly. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this one like this. This is, oops, let me turn this on before I mess it up. There we go. So the July 2023 high, why did I pick that one? Well, look at this. That's why I picked that one. Yeah, that's this high from here. So NASDAQ is a bit more advanced price-wise. And now it's trying to decide, do I have enough juice to hit the yearly level up here? That's the last standing resistance, big one, before new all-time highs. Yeah, so very, very key possible statement coming up. And it has managed to close last week's candle above that July high. And this week so far, it's holding it as well. So this one seems to, has already, oh, look at that. It's already tapped this. This was already ahead of schedule, man. Look at this. Yeesh. So that would be your local, very, very local level of support. And your resistance, actually that one's been already traveled through. So I guess this one. Oh. Yeah. So I could use, or we could use this. I mean, you do whatever you want, no financial advice. This is just for educational purposes. But I can use this as a heads up for the break from the local range. Yeah. And same thing. You can just throw some volume in there, see where, oh. And see what's what. Well, well, well. Yeah, if we just look at this fixed range pull, then value area high is resistance now, being revisited as we speak. And then we would expect something like this to be the target to the downside. Let me see. Okay. Yep. I would wait for the New York session and see where the firepower comes in. So it's basically the 16,000 psychological level for this asset, yeah? 16,000 price level. Let's see if we can manage that this week. So US dollar index. This is the weekly chart, so very, very, very high time frame view. And I've reduced it down to, well, to as little as possible to get the message across. If we take a fib retracement pull from this low in July to the high, the 0.5 in October, this would be the golden pocket retracement, and this would be the 7-1 right on that monthly level. So very nice. And right now, that would be the high time frame view. Razzle dazzle retracement, yeah. And locally Monday, this is what I'm looking at basically. You know, it's pretty much the weekly open, so it hasn't done anything. That's last week's low. There's an untapped daily level down here, so that's a possibility to hit that and perhaps get a reaction here. But knowing full well that there's a very, very tasty monthly level a bit lower at 101.861. Yeah, so that's the low time frame, higher time, or more local and higher time frame view that I'm keeping an eye on for the week. And very, very interesting for this week will be November 30th, which is Thursday. Yeah, this at 2:30 my time, GMT +1, so 1 hour before the New York Stock Exchange opens. Yeah, that should give oh, maybe Wednesday already too, but Thursday I think will definitely give a little bit of a, I mean, these are all intraday volatile moves. Maybe they last a few minutes or half an hour or whatever, So for higher time frame traders, doesn't really matter. But if you're into day trading, then that's a good time to pay attention to what's going on in the markets, you know? And all of them. So if the dollar is doing that, then we can go to an inverse pair like GBPUSD. Yeah, let me just turn off everything for a second so you get a feel for the chart right now. That was the crazy push almost to parity for the British pound against the dollar on the 26th of September 2022. And ever since, it has been nicely recovering, flipping previous or flipping or reclaiming important support levels like here. Yeah, we don't even have to draw it. You can already see it. Bing, bing, and moving higher and higher. This was a nice, this is weeks. So it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. A month and a half stabilizing around this area. And you can already see that if you pull from low to high, that this is a very, very interesting fib area. Here, I'll just show you. I mean, it's not a surprise either. Yeah, look at that. Oh, 76. Yeah, great. Anyway, now last week or the past couple of weeks has managed to push higher and higher. And what I find very interesting this week, let me just turn these off for a second so you see what I mean. This is more like for today trading. Yeah. Last week closed the weekly candle above that weekly level there from September. And this week has almost revisited, not quite. But this week is already above and pushing higher. So that is a bullish statement from this perspective, at least, saying, okay, I'm ready for more upside. For example, to what? Well, there's a monthly level right there. You know, there's your next monthly level. So that could be the higher time frame target. And locally, I would just do this one and this one. Yeah. And you can see it's already, so this is already starting to look like something that can be traded intraday or for scalps. Yeah, you can even go on the 15-minute. Yeah, that's the bullish market structure so far. Still making higher highs and higher lows. So the trend is up, and this is the reclaiming of the weekly level on the 15-minute chart. So you can zoom in here and check out what's going on. So you can see very close to the point of control, inside the range. So far it's just sideways for now. Weakness would be losing 125.879. Yeah, if price starts going below here and flipping it to resistance, then you start opening the entire venue down here for business again. Yeah, all of this opens up for business again. That would be weakness. In other words, US dollar strength would translate into weakness for this pair. Yeah, that's the key weekly level to keep in mind. The weekly open is just telling you where the week started, so we're very close to it. Point of control. And of course, the price action so far above last week's high has failed to stay up there, and price has pulled back. So strength means get back above here and make a new high. That's it. Continue higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. Let me draw it so that you guys can see better. Yeah, that's strength. Just continuing exactly what it's been doing so far. That's all. I hope that's clear enough. That's how I'm approaching it. The week, I mean, legacy markets are just getting started today, so it's okay for it to warm up a little bit, and then show us its cards. Yeah, let's see locally at least. What do we got here? We already reached the golden pocket and had a bit of a reaction to it. 786 is at the value low, so very nice. Very nice. This was already a possibility, I guess. Even though it's a bit in the middle, I don't like that so much, but theoretically, yes. All right, how are we on time? Good. Should we do gold? Let me see what you guys are up to. Good morning, Adam. Hey, mate. Oh, sorry, I was grabbing a coffee. I'm 5 minutes behind. You're 5 minutes behind. Oh, that's why. Give me a coffee too. Bring me a coffee too. All right. This is one that I know quite a few of you are keeping track of. Gold. Gold is very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Because that's the yearly chart right there on, what is this, Oanda? So it goes back to, what is this, 1933? No way. Well, I think it's okay if we have 40 years of data. That should be enough. Yeah, that's this year's progress so far, and you can see it has not been able to take the highs on this chart. And Last month was pretty crazy. This month, revisiting areas here that used to be resistance, revisiting them as support, and now pushing past the last month's high above the monthly open. So it's trying to finish the month with a bang, but it's still not at the all-time highs. Yeah, it is past the last monthly level of resistance now. That would be the one up here. Yeah, let me see where they are. Oh, I turned them off. Oh, yeah, there you go. So 2009 on this chart, at least, that's the last monthly level of resistance. So it's past that. So it's running out of resistance. Oh yeah, I did mark a weekly level here. That's nice. Yeah, so it really seems to be going for it. But of course, you know, if you like fibs, then you pull from high to low and you see, oh, we're exactly at the 786 resistance. Oops. So this is a possible turnaround place. Not just because of the 786, but because of the fact that it's managed to take the highs from October, but it's still hanging around here. Excuse me. You can also, if you want, you can mark this old weekly level. And I say old because it was created here in May and already revisited. So I don't expect an amazing reaction off of it, you know, like an explosive one, but we can still use it as a reference point. Since we're running out of monthly levels, we're running out of all levels actually. Is there a weekly left? No, that's it. Oh wait, there is an old one here. Even older, that's from like 2020, 3 years old. And daily level wise, let's see. Oh yeah, it is a fresh daily level. So at least we can give it that. It's a fresh daily level and an old weekly level. And otherwise, the next one's up here. So it's really running thin on resistance. And I think it's important. Well, now we have a fresh weekly level down here that we can use as well, right there. That's that opens this range for business quite nicely. But of course, you can subdivide everything into smaller ranges. So far, as you can see, that previous month high, in other words, a high from October, is holding as support. Look at that. Look at these candles. I'm going to zoom in. That's not weakness. There is no weakness to be seen here. Yeah, this continues to push higher. So the next one is this. As soon as it starts closing these candles below at least 4 hour, but you know, even better daily, weekly, and so on and so forth, then we can say, okay, price is interested in coming back to the range. So that's your 786 level where it is right now. But as it stands now, it wants to go higher. Yeah, this is the data from mid-October until now. So quite a nice chunk. And you can see the value high has been very, very good resistance until it was smashed through. Yeah, basically today. It says Sunday, but it's this is Monday's price action. So this week it's finally grabbing all of the stop losses up here. And some brokers with slippage. And some brokers with liquidity problems. And yeah, all of these sides have been taken. That's very nice. So very, very interesting start of the week. Yeah, very impulsive right from the get-go, just straight up. But how is this going to resolve? And I think this is one that perhaps not even today, but it might need a couple days to really crystallize what's going on. You know, of course, it could be on a path to all-time highs, but obviously from this perspective, any sign of weakness, which for example is just simply going below that previous month high again and starting to close candles below it, opens the possibility for entering the range again, back to the point of control, back to the value low, and even back to the weekly level. So as you can see, there's a very nice, interesting asymmetrical opportunity, but it actually needs to start turning around. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to stand in the way of this trend that has clearly been bullish, at least here locally, as we can see, and not so locally. Yeah, if we zoom out more, since here basically that was the turnaround. 6th of October. Yeah, nice retracement here, but up it goes again. You know, yeah, sure does. So this could have room to run. Longing up here. Wow, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't think so. Nah. I prefer to wait for retracements, even if it goes much higher. Yeah, for example, if it goes like, I don't know, higher, then it retraces and then it starts pushing higher, then I would try to get into something like this. Yeah, or if it revisits this area. a support like this. That's a different story. But breakout trading, that's just not for me. Ooh, well, that's nice. Look at that. The value very low, huh? Where's the other daily levels? Let me see. Oh, I didn't draw any more. Okay. Let me see. We got anything in there? No. This one here. This one. Oh, quite a bunch of dailies actually. This one here looks very interesting. So if it loses starts losing the previous month high, for example, this could be quite nice. 1959. 64 and 1959. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. So I guess it all will depend on what do you got here? Yeah, weekly open. That's also a heads up. You look at that inside the value area. Yeah, flipping the weekly open. Ding, ding, ding. That is a warning sign right there. All right. Okay, cool. So there are possibilities for nice rotation to the downside, but so far it has zero interest in doing that. All right, that's gold. Definitely going to keep an eye on this one for this week. It's one of my favorites. So I'll keep you posted on Discord as well. And jump on the trading stage if anything super duper interesting happens, of course. And then we can go over that in detail. All right, Ethereum. Oh, I love the weekly levels on Ethereum. It's nuts. They're so good. So good, so good. All right, let's do a quick high time frame. Ooh. Yeah, so you can see this is looking very, very interesting too. A little bit different than Bitcoin, but also, of course, very similar. This one has that high from April right in front of it. And after that, it's blue skies all the way up to here. From a monthly candle perspective, 30,200. Oh my God, that's nuts. Yeah. This can rip like crazy and melt everyone's faces. Absolutely, it can. Whew. Yeah. I've shown you the high time frame resistance folder, right? It's kind of crazy. Yeah, this can rip a lot. But okay, that is a possibility. But now let's see, is it probable or is it not probable? We can see that this weekly level here, that's a very, very nice way of calming your FOMO. It has not been able to close a single weekly candle above 2119.20. It has not been able to do so. So that's your resistance, yeah? Period. If you can't get up past this level, then forget about anything else that's higher than that. However, very interesting now, thanks to last week's candle closing green, it has now been able to create a weekly level of support. And of course, if you want to be very thorough, you can say, well, there was a weekly level resistance here. That candle closed above, and this one has revisited as support. So it's a bullish statement, and the answer is yes. But since this one has been traded through, I'm going to take it out. That's a very interesting area for me as well, because you can see, or level, 2012. Is it the same as gold? No, gold is 2014. Look at that, both above 2K, huh? But gold got there first. Very nice area of resistance that has now been established as support. So any revisiting of this area now could be just a backtest as support before pushing higher again. Okay. So I'm using that to build my local range. You can add daily levels, of course. I hope I did. No, I didn't. Fine, let's do it now. It's just I like the weekly so much that I just I don't even add the dailies. But theoretically, yes, daily here. One, that's a fresh one. And that's another fresh one. Yep, all the way down there. That's right. So you can make your range a little bit wider if you want and say, all right, is there a weekly level down here too? I think there might have been. Nah, doesn't matter. Just leave it for now like this. Ha, point of control. Boring. So higher or lower? Yeah, I told you, I don't want the point of control. I don't want it. So you either give me higher, get me back to the value area high, the daily level, value area high, push up here again, fail miserably to push higher, longs FOMOing at the top. Yeah, we can see that on XO charts, but price failing miserably to go above the weekly level. Then I start thinking, oh, this could be a nice possible short opportunity. Yeah, no financial advice, of course. And that has to be decided in the moment. I mean, it doesn't matter what I draw here now. I have no idea if and when price gets here, if it's gonna react the way I want to, but that's what I can check. Yeah, that's the cool thing. So anything around this area is cool. Yeah, the higher the better, of course. And then if it starts failing miserably, then it opens the possibility for, okay, point of control again, weekly level, value area low, boom, daily level. Nice risk reward, we're good. Boom. Or that's one option from there. The other one would be, let's take this one. I like that one. Let's see what that one gives us. Okay, done. Yeah, but I actually like this daily level down here too. It's a bit sneaky. Also possible to take this pivot if you want. That lines up with the weekly level a bit better. Yeah, so lower or higher. And then doesn't really matter which way it goes as a trader, to be honest. Hi, Joseph. I just need the several factors to come in together. In this case would be the daily level. Where's the little? In this case, it would be golden pocket value area high and a horizontal coming in together, even though they're not perfectly lining up. The daily is a bit lower, but still, something like that. That increases the probabilities. That's what I'm interested in. So I'm not interested in this area, boring. Very interested in this area, and very interested in these areas down here. Yeah, does that make sense? In other words, what do I do now? Nothing. I wait. And that's the hardest part in trading, to actually wait, sit on your hands. And I mean, if you go through the trading books, any trading book, every single trader that's interviewed will say the same. Sit on your hands, wait for the trade to come to you. Sit on your hands, don't force the market. The market does whatever it wants. You just have to decide when to play, pick your battles, and be patient. So that's the takeaway message for this week as well. There is no need to FOMO into anything, long or short. Just wait for your plan and your calculations to come together at the right time, and then pull the trigger on your demo accounts so that you don't risk any capital until you know what you're doing. All right, going back to Bitcoin. See, nothing happened. Okay, great. We're still inside the value. Let's see. Well, since we have this very nice little pull on Ethereum. Ethereum is very clean, so I guess that would mean this for Bitcoin. I'll bet you there's some points of control from the weekend up there. Should we check? Let me see. Just a wild guess. 37. Let's see. We need a 37.8, 37.9, 38. All right. Let's see what we can find. Have a quick look. Have a quick look. 37.7. 37.7. Oh, actually a little bit higher. Oh man, we're really running out of stuff up there. And what's down here? Oh, last Wednesday. Hello there. Yeah, that looks nice too, huh? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh, that looks very nice. Oh, George, look at this. Look at this. Cyber. Well, thanks, Graham. You make it so easy then. I'm just gonna pop the chart over here and look at what Graham wrote. Yeah, I didn't say it. It wasn't me. Cyber Monday. Don't forget to snap on the 2-week free trial. That's right. That's right. This is a public stream. Hit the like button, please. That helps the channel. And what else? Subscribe. That also helps the channel. So if you like what you see, hit it like you mean it. And yeah, we do have a 2-week free trial. We already have some new members enjoying that at the moment. That means you get to check out everything that we do, not just this Sitrep update, but the ones that we do every single day with order flow analysis on top of that. So that's stuff that I'm showing in the background. That's TPO, time price opportunity, but there's also the order flow template when you can actually see who's buying, who's selling. So we use Exo charts for that. What else do we do? We have the opening bell on Wednesdays. We have, or what I've been doing is before I set up the stream, I go through my charts and delete old stuff and find new stuff, just to refresh my daily basis or my weekly basis in this case today. And I broadcast on the trading stage on Discord, so you can see it live. And last week, since so many things were going on, we started doing spontaneous sessions where we're just sharing our screens and showing what we're seeing and talking through it, so that you guys get a better you can get basically inside our heads and see what we're thinking. And it seems to be very helpful. I've gotten very nice feedback from that. So yeah, tell them, Graham, you will learn so much. I hope so. I hope so. You guys are happy at least, and we have good fun. So it's a very nice group at the moment. And trading is a lonely job. You're just sitting here in front of the charts. You do your setups, and then you wait for your levels, and you're like, oh my god. But yeah, here we have like-minded individuals that are also into the charts, even though we come from very different parts of the world and lead very different lives. So yes, 2-week trial for free. And after that, there's the first month is discounted too, like 30% discount. So even after that, so you can basically get 6 weeks for very, very little before it goes back to basically for the rest of the year, you're set to go. And yeah, kind of a Christmas. Oh, I should have put on my Christmas hat. No way, I'll do it in December. I'll put it in December. I'll put on my Christmas hat. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to wrap it up now. I see there's no more questions, but if there are, don't worry. If for some reason you're seeing this delayed or later, just hop on over Discord. The link is in the description below. Here or here. I don't know. Somewhere there. For our Discord, for the website, successrepeated.com. And yeah, we'll just see what's what. I'm going to wait a few hours for the New York session to come around and get some other stuff done in between. And then let's see if we get some Cyber Monday fireworks. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great Monday and a great week ahead. And I'll see you guys on Discord. Okay? Take care. Adios. Bye-bye.